Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito.
I'm Michele Rovazzi.
And today on Ciao Italia, cooking with Chef Michele. And we're making traditional and not so traditional Tuscan dishes. Tuscany is one of Italy's most popular regions. Not surprising, considering its beautiful countryside, which is part of why Castello Banfi il Borgo attracts so many visitors every year. The other reason is this person, Executive Chef Michele Rovazzi, a wizard in the kitchen and a master of regional Italian cuisine. He runs his kitchen with precision, professionalism, and a passion for good food prepared well. Today, he's treating us to two of his favorite recipes. Let's get started.
Now we make egg dough.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so we're making pasta dough.
300 grams of
flour.
Our flour.
Okay, and this is just regular unbleached all-purpose flour.
Double zero.
Double zero, okay. And you can find, actually you can find Italian flours at home, online, or sometimes you can find them in grocery stores or in an Italian specialty store. You'd be able to find the flour, the Italian flour. But if you can't, unbleached all-purpose is good.
We
Sale.
A bit of salt.
Okay. Yeah.
Turn them for break the big pieces of the flour.
Mm-hmm. Tortelli, tortelli, the word means little pie, right? It's a little
exactly.
Pie, yeah. Like torta means cake or pie in Italian. So tortelli, anything that's, you know, eli, ina, one, those little adjectives that are added on can mean big, small, very small. So tortelli, this means like little pies or little cakes. Okay, so we have our fontana, that's important.
And now we need 3 eggs.
And now we need 3 eggs. I like doing that too. Okay.
Good.
3 eggs. And you make pasta every day, right, for the restaurant?
Every day.
Every day.
Every single day. A lot of different type of pasta.
Yes. But this is a dough that we could use for other things as well. You could make fettuccine with
tagliolini, maltagliati, tagliatelle, pappardelle, ravioli, and a lot of
different pastas.
Tortellini.
Yes. And look at how yellow those eggs are. Beautiful. Really, just gonna make a nice color for the pasta.
Yeah. These eggs is particular because the chicken, they eat a lot of carotene. Like the skin of carrot, everything like this.
So keratin, yes.
Like
so that's what colors those eggs. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful color.
Beautiful. Looks like a pumpkin. Pumpkin color. Okay. So now you're going to start mixing.
Yeah, we have to mix everything.
And this is the old way to make pasta. It's actually the best way, don't you think so?
It's the best way.
It's a little meditative process. When I do this, I think about my grandmother when I used to watch her make it.
Me too. The smell of fresh eggs.
Yes.
Of the dough.
And she would tell you stories, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a great way to do it. You should try it at home if you're having a little bit of thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do that, but you can. And if you didn't really want to do it like this, well then you could use a food processor. You could put the eggs in first. Put the eggs in first if you're doing it in a food processor and mix them, because then you'll know how much flour you need to add. He did just the reverse. He put the flour down on the board, made the fontana, which means fountain in Italian, because it looks like a fountain. And now when he gets it into this rough state, he's gonna put the fork down and use his hands to make it into a dough. If you were using the food processor, you've got the eggs in there first, and now you add the flour in increments until you have something that's going to go around the blade, away from the bowl. Then you know you've got enough flour, and then you can take it out and knead it on a board. And you notice he's kneading here on a wood board. That's really important. It's very difficult to knead dough like this on anything but wood, because anything else is just too slippery. So you're getting a really nice soft dough, and he may not need all this flour. It just depends on the size of the eggs, right?
And the humidity of the air.
The humidity of the air. So what are you going to do with this extra flour? You can push it aside. You can sift it, sift out the little pieces.
And use it again.
And you can use it again for when you're rolling and cutting the dough. And now you're going to let that rest when you're ready, right?
Yeah. 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Minimum.
Okay. All right.
And our dough is ready.
It's ready. So we let that rest for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So now we have this beautiful ricotta.
Yeah. We start with our fresh ricotta.
Look how gorgeous that is. You're never going to get this in the supermarket. Is this sheep's milk or a cow's milk?
Cow milk.
Cow's milk,
Yeah,
because they do
milk.
make sheep milk ricotta as well.
Yeah.
May I have a taste?
Of course.
Un assaggio per me? Okay, grazie.
You have to taste.
Sweet. Got a nice sweet flavor. Delicious. I need to live in Italy. Okay. All right, so we're going to take...
A bit of ricotta.
Okay. This is for our filling. Oh, it's so beautiful.
You break a bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so...
After, we cut a bit our spinach.
So the spinach is already cooked, just
Yeah.
wilted down.
Just boil it
Yeah.
and put in the ice.
Oh, you boil it?
Yeah,
Oh.
just a bit.
Okay.
And after
then-
we saute with garlic.
Okay. I usually just cook it dry in a pan and it just wilts down.
Depends, if
Yeah.
you have a baby spinach, you
Yeah.
can do like this.
Yes. Okay. Well, that goes in here. Yeah. All right. This is going to be a great filling. What else?
And Parmesan cheese.
Parmigiano Reggiano. Beautiful. Senza sale. We don't-
Sale, pepe,
Sale, pepe. E basta.
noce moscata.
And noce moscata, so a little bit of nutmeg is going to go in here too. Salt, pepper. We've got the spinach, the ricotta cheese, the Parmigiano Reggiano. Hey, what's not to like, right? Okay, and noce moscato. Yeah, the pastry bag makes it very easy, but if you, as I say, if you didn't have that, 2 small spoons, you do dabs in between. Okay.
Now,
Fold.
we have just two.
Yeah. Okay.
And now,
Yeah. Yep.
okay.
And what do you do with this? You re-roll it.
Again, yeah.
And the nice thing about doing this by hand is that every one of these is different.
Yeah.
Individuale.
Individuale. Like the people,
Like-
everybody is different.
Exactly. Beautiful.
You can do it, but
Yeah.
sometimes the dough
Gets too-
you get like a break.
Okay, yeah. But you see how nicely sealed those are. Nothing is going to happen to those when we put them in the boiling water. Okay.
So now we have to prepare our cream, pumpkin cream.
Pumpkin cream.
So first we clean the onion.
So this is the typical sauce for the tortelli?
No.
No. This is something new.
Yeah, it's new.
But it's using local ingredients.
Yeah, local and seasonal.
Yeah, in season.
That's the-
In season. That's
the
really
thing.
important.
Prepare
Okay.
our onion. We don't need to cut
No,
in
no.
small pieces because after we have to blend it.
Yes. Okay, so you're going to make a smooth sauce.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
And
Then, this is the star.
our star, the
Oh,
pumpkin.
the pumpkin. Look at that. Zucca gialla. See? No?
Sì.
See, zucca gialla. I grow this in my garden.
Yeah?
Actually, I don't grow it. My husband grows it. But I love it because I use it for, not just as a filling for tortelli, but also for pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
This is what I use for my pumpkin pie.
For
Delicious.
the pie, for
Yeah.
make under the oil.
Yeah.
It's so good. Just roasted.
As a
Amazing.
salad, you could make an insalata with it.
Yeah, salad also.
So you take all the seeds out.
I take out the seeds.
And are you going to roast this? How are you going to?
No, now we just fried a bit the onion. We add this one and we boil it.
And we
That's
boil it. Okay, until it's soft. That's going to take how many? Quanti minuti?
We have to till it's ready.
Okay.
Because
Oh, well,
depends
there's the
the
answer.
humidity
Okay.
of the pumpkin.
In other words, it's ready when it's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
In the kitchen we don't have time. Exactly time.
Yeah. The skin is really hard. Yeah. You know, when I grow these, and you can get these seeds online, you can find them.
Yeah.
these will keep, if you keep them in a really cool place like a garage, you can keep these for months. I've kept them for due mesi, and then I have them into the springtime. This also makes a delicious soup if you want to make a creamed pumpkin soup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some vellutata or something like this.
Yes, a vellutata, see? Okay, now you're taking out that vein, yeah. Okay, you need a good knife for this.
Yeah. Very good. Okay.
Okay. Whoa, okay, good. Okay. So we're going to boil this with the onions.
Yeah.
And how much do we need for the tortelli?
We need just, for one portion of tortelli, really less.
A little bit, okay.
Yeah, because the taste of pumpkin is so strong.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to season it with anything?
Sorry?
Are you going to season it? What are you going to season the sauce with?
Season?
How are you going to, with un sapore per la salsa? Con noce moscato?
Solo sale e pepe.
Sale e pepe, okay. I'm asking him how he's going to season the the sauce, and he said just with salt and pepper. No.
Simple.
Simple. Simple.
Because we have already noce moscata in our ravioli.
In the ravioli already, so we don't need it.
Parmesan there, spinach.
Yes.
So our cream is ready. We have just to blend it.
So it's very soft, the pumpkin and the onions. They were just covered in water and cooked until he got it very soft. And now he's using an immersion blender to get it smooth. So if you have one of these tools, that's what you use. If not, you could do this in a blender a little at a time until it's smooth. And this is our sauce. So easy.
Easy.
So easy. Italian cooking is not complicated, right?
No.
No.
The most easy in the world.
The easiest thing to do. And look at how beautiful that's looking. Okay.
We just add a bit of salt.
Salt, yeah. A piacere. See?
Yeah. Pepper.
And pepper. Okay.
Drop of fresh oil.
Okay. Put it back on.
Voila.
Voila. Okay, so
That's enough.
you know, because it's fall, this is why we're making this particular dish, right? So you want to think about foods that are in season. So that looks beautiful, and that's going to be what goes with our tortelli, which now, chef, we need to cook the tortelli, but first
we need to
un
try.
assaggio. Okay. Yes. Look at how nice and smooth that is.
What do you think about?
Sweet. The pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
That's why I don't put a lot of salt,
But
because we have to maintain this
it's
taste
delicious. It's going to be
pumpkin.
perfect. Okay, let's cook the tortelli.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
They're ready.
Ravioli is ready.
Into the butter they go.
Yeah.
And you added a little bit of the water from the pasta. Yeah.
And now we leave it just a minute to manticate here. We wait.
Gorgeous. And you see how they are all very tightly closed. That is.
We switch off.
Okay.
Wait a second for manticate with some Parmesan cheese.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a bit.
Mix.
And we create the cream.
Yes. The Parmesan cream. Yes. Beautiful. Wow. And that's a serving right there. That's plenty. That's plenty for serving.
Ready for serving.
Ready for serving. Okay.
We take our pumpkin cream. We just put it on the plate. And we arrange our ravioli on top.
Beautiful. Wow.
A bit of
the sauce.
Yeah.
The Parmesan cream over the top. Aha. And now una sorpresa.
Black truffle.
Black truffle. This is Italia tartufo. And black truffles are never really cooked. They are shaved very thinly on an instrument like this called Italia tartufo. Very thin. They have a very woodsy taste and an earthy smell. They're not cheap, but they're delicious.
For sure not cheap.
This is un capolavoro.
Grazie mille.
Okay.
Voila.
Voila. So now you're going to make something really interesting for dessert, okay?
Yeah, we have chocolate lava cake.
Lava cake, ma lava cake non è tradizionale.
Non è tradizionale italiano.
No. So this is something that you can
Ma è un
find
ottimo
everywhere.
dessert.
It's a nice dessert.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to really mix the butter and the sugar well,
Yeah,
right?
till becoming like a cream.
Like a cream. So when you're using a whisk, the minute you don't feel any more grittiness in the bottom of the pan, the bowl, that's when you know you've done it right. So that's really critical, especially when you're making cakes. And look at that arm action. Okay, now we have those gorgeous eggs and egg yolks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're going to put this in.
Yeah, please.
All right. Okay, goes in.
We have to be all one cream. Have to become
Now,
just one
why
cream.
is it called chocolate lava cake? Why is it?
Because inside have to remain completely liquid, the chocolate.
Okay, so it's going to be firm on the outside, but the surprise is in the inside, right?
When you open.
Yeah, when you open it. So you get this nice and smooth. And remember, butter in Italy is always unsalted.
Always.
Okay. Now, we have...
Now we change instruments.
Okay, so now he's going to change into another whisk. We've got some milk
To the
here.
spatula.
Okay, to the spatula. Milk or cream? What is this?
It's cream.
Cream.
Heavy
okay,
cream.
Heavy cream. So the
Perfect.
heavy cream goes in. Okay. That's going to give a nice texture to this, right?
Exactly.
Beautiful. And what do you serve the lava cake with? What do you have something to go with it?
We can serve with a fresh fruits like strawberry or something like ice cream, whipping cream.
Okay. The cocoa.
Cocoa and flour.
And flour.
0-0.
Just a little bit of flour in there.
Yeah, it's 100 grams of cocoa for 50 of flour.
Okay, so there it is. And the most important part of this are the little ramekins that you're going to bake them in. You see what he did? He floured them really well, and he buttered and floured them really well. You want to get into all those little grooves. This is about 4 ounces, I would say. You can find these in a grocery store. If you want to do them in a porcelain ramekin, you could do that as well. But this everybody can find. All right.
Slowly, slowly.
Slowly, slowly. Piano, piano.
Otherwise, the cocoa
Oh, yeah.
exploding. Okay.
Okay.
Our dough is ready.
Okay.
Now just put in our pastry bag.
Okay, you're going to put them in a baking dish?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the oven temperature?
180 for
180.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. 180 centigrade, that's about, I'm guessing, 350?
Yeah.
350.
Almost
okay.
350.
Fahrenheit. Okay. I'd love to lick the bowl, but I'm not going to do it. Okay.
So now we have just to
Cut. Yes.
here. And pay attention because we have just to do like this. Because if you do from the top like this,
Oh, yeah. So don't
become air inside.
Oh, hard. Yeah, so don't swirl. Just straight in. Non è necessario un bagno Maria?
No.
No, okay. I asked him if maybe they had to be baked in a hot water bath, but he says no. Okay.
Okay.
So much fun. Okay.
So now 10 minutes in the oven
Okay.
on 180.
Yep.
We are ready. Our chocolate lava cake is ready. Now we have just to put on the plate like this.
See how easy that came out? And that's because he buttered and floured them really
And
well.
just a bit of ancient sugar.
Wow.
That's
Okay. Shall we eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to try.
We have to try. We should cut it, right? To
Yeah.
see what that looks like inside. And that's why
Look, the
it's
lava.
called lava. Okay.
Tell me what you think.
Per me.
Good. I like that reaction.
Oh, hot. It's chocolatey. It's hot. It's delicious. It's easy to do. Un capolavoro. Grazie. You
Grazie
didn't
a
try.
te.
You didn't try.
Oh, yeah.
Try and talk and eat that at the same time.
Very hot.
Very hot, but very good.
good.
Very good. And perfect, because you have that nice moist center.
That's the lava.
That's the lava. That's the love. Love and lava. Michele, today you really outdid yourself. You know why? Because you did two wonderful dishes.
Thank
one
you.
traditional and one not so traditional.
No, international.
Yes, so let's start with the traditional dish.
Okay, for the traditional dish, we have pumpkin cream with our maremmano ravioli. We stuffed with ricotta and spinach and some truffle on top.
And that is absolutely fabulous, the black truffle. Wonderful. And then, what did we do for dessert?
We do a chocolate lava cake. So we have a chocolate cake with liquid heart inside.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me come to your cucina.
Thanks to you.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
And until I see you nella cucina again, sono Mary Ann Esposito.
Michele Rabazzi.
Ciao.
Ciao.